Hi guys, this is Daniel Alexander, Canon here on Logic, Before Authority. A couple of things I wanted to bring to y'all guys' attention. What you're looking at here is they call it a pod. And it's one of the pods on the London Eye. It's a big Ferris wheel basically, the London Eye. And you should see and recognize something I've talked to you about before in these images, which is the point of creation. Okay? You should be able to see it even in this image right here, even though that's a little blurry on that image. Let's look at that one. Do you see the point of creation and the fact that they are calling it the London Eye? What you're looking at here is inside of one of the Ferris wheel pods, or the London Eye pods. This is looking inside of it, and you can see that you have the eye shape there, which is the Vesica Pisces, which is the point of creation. Okay? And if you don't know what I'm referring to, go back in my videos, probably 3 or 4 videos back, and look at the point of creation video, and I explained it in detail in there. So here's the entire image, basically. Okay, so you can see it's a very large wheel. Okay, very similar to the eye itself, and very similar to a torus. And that is the intention. Here's another view of inside. And this has somewhat to do with, somehow this ties into, well, a lot of things. But, I mean, look at this image right here. That looks like literally an eye, right? But what is the message? Because this design, if you have the eyes to see, is telling you something, is showing you something. And what it's showing you is truth, actually. And it also is, but they're not going to tell you that, okay? But it's also showing you an image of creation. All of creation is very much related to what this thing looks like. See how the eye has the lids in this situation are on the sides, left and right, like your eyelids. And then if you look further back into it, you can see all the intention of this thing being designed really like a torus, or the creation itself, which is why I call or spell the word world, W-O-R-L-E. I spell it W-H-I-R-L-E-D because that is the proper spelling of where we exist in. We live in a world, in a torus, actually in 2 toruses, one on top, one on the bottom, and we live in the middle. Okay? It is I think it's called the plane of inertia. Okay? And that is where we exist. And of course, you can see in the back there, the seat and the windows in the back are designed in the image of the point of creation itself, which is the in-between part that I'm talking about. And there's the old hag herself sitting up there. And then a couple other things I wanted to talk to you about real quick is, excuse me, Donald Trump is going to be in Scotland, and he's going to be going to the coronation, or likely going to the coronation.
Hello, Moto.
I can't answer that phone call right now. Anyways, the Donald Trump's going to be there in the area during the coronation, And there's a reason why this is interesting to me. And I'll show you in a second. What you're looking at here is the gematria. Sorry, guys. What you're looking at here is the gematria related to his name, Donald Trump. 828. Eights are prevalent in everything Donald Trump does. He's coded complete eights. And most of you are aware of this because you've watched many of my videos. Right? Now, if you look at the Jewish or Hebrew gematria at the top, actually Hebrew, you'll see that it's 589. And 589 in Hebrew matches a storm is coming. Remember when Trump said, this is the calm before the storm, or this might be the calm before the storm? And then what happened? What do you think he was telling you? He was telling the truth, but it was coded, and only people with eyes to see and ears to hear could understand. And of course, his son is coded exactly the same, Baron Trump, 828, as Donald Trump is, 828. See how that works? Then we've got Donald J. Trump, when you spell it and add the J, and you've got 888. And if you notice on Donald Trump's podium, the number for people to text is 88022, which is very similar to that number right there. Okay? He's all coded up with gematria, Jewish ancient gematria. Then let's take a look at 666, for instance. New York City, 666, right? It's like, well, that could be a coincidence. Okay. Is it? Well, look what else is coded at 666. Well, why is a computer coded at 666? Because it is using the knowledge of the tree of good and evil. Mark of the Beast, CERN's full name, Ozdemar, something like that. And that, of course, at the bottom, and that, of course, right there in the center. Why do you reckon that's 666? Or you can come over here and see some more that are 666. Santa Claus. And even words and quotes out of the Bible. Image of Satan. A satanic mark. Receive a mark. Beast test. Perfection. And here are a few more. The head or the hand. Or the hand or the head. The biochip that they're looking to insert in people. It's named, and its gematria is 666. The forehead sign. Okay? There's some more. There's the Pope's name. Jorge Mario. Right? New age begins. Yep. We're going into the age of the water bearer. Aquarius. And then we've got a few more. Most of you are familiar with iPet Goat 2. And of course 666 with that too. Witchcraft, corrupt, the hidden one. Okay. And then I wanted to look this one up, 444 nuclear. And it happens to be a match for London as well. And then this one here, because there's a reason why nuclear, if you see my last or video before about nuclear Trump or something like that in the title, because he's told us what's coming. Now, does that make him a good guy? No, because he only told the people who have the eyes to see and the ears to hear. And there's not a lot of them out there that would understand that he would have in 1995 did a Playboy interview and knew that he was going to be president and knew that during his presidency, meaning the next 4 years, there will be a nuke that goes off somewheres in a major city and kills a bunch of people. So now there was another one here I pulled up, which was the Great Reset. And if you notice, it is also the exact gematria for Jesus Christ, the Holy Spirit, and drained the swamp. I find that interesting. Great, and then I shorten it from the Great Reset to Great Reset, right? And here are some of the matches for that. Appointed time, 4 Baals, tetrahedron, and then the storm. 708, Great Reset. The storm, 708. You see how this stuff kind of works? How it kind of matches up? The storm, hell on earth, 708. Or 118, if you look at it in the simple gematria. Yep, the storm. And the wheel, this Ferris wheel, is in the image of the storm, which is the Taurus. Okay? And it is also in the image of the point of creation and all of that we talked about. London Eye, formerly the Millennium Wheel, revolving observation wheel or Ferris wheel in London on the south bank of the River Thames, in the borough of Lambeth. At an overall height of 443, remember nuclear was 444, an overall height of 443, or 135 meters. The London Eye was the world's tallest Ferris wheel from 1999 when it was built until 2006. It was surpassed by the Star of Nanchang in Nanchang, China. Also, I pulled a little search just looking at these here, like Elon Musk is an exact match for Adolf Hitler and for Christmas and for Starship. What is Elon Musk building? What does he call it? Starship. And the exact mathematical match for it matches his name mathematically. It's millions to one, if not billions to one, that this stuff matches. But of course it does, because Elon is fully coded up too. And he is an occult member, just like Trump is. You may not want to believe it. You may not want to like it. But what you're doing is denying the truth. They're all actors on a world stage. Here goes some more. And think about that. The fact that his name also matches that. And that. Huh? Causes fire to come down from the heavens. Has Elon done that yet? Huh. Here's some more matches of that same number. Rockefeller, Donnie Darko. That's a movie, of course. Osama bin Laden. I started to say Obama bin Laden. Pretty much the same. Stormy, like Stormy Daniels. Remember her? And then, of course, it also matches 911 spelled out. And here's the mathematics for pod. Now, if I'm right about how a lot of these matches are significant, what should pod match? I. Exact mathematics again. They use this in everything they do. All right. Now, you guys remember this? This is the playing card manufactured in 1995. That magic number again. 1995. And it's an image of Trump with images of the COV, thing. Mm-hmm. And he's shouting out, and he's saying at any time, okay, at any place, okay, our snipers can drop you. So who is going to get shot is the question. Who is going to get shot? It says play this card on your own turn because there's information built into this wording, of course. Play this card on your own turn before drawing any plots. You may remove all zap, paralysis, or attribute freeze cards, meaning that anything that's holding you back from killing someone with a sniper or making it look like you killed somebody, that somebody shot somebody and killed them. See what I'm saying? Okay, and then it says freeze cards that are affecting your power structure, meaning you can break free of all of it when this comes and happens, which it is coming. And I'm looking for the different events that are going on if we see any of this imagery in here. See these pyramids that are stacked up and down, like as above, so below pyramids. Whoops. You see those? You see the colors and the design and this big square. See that big square, the black square that Trump's face is coming out of? That big square. Now, where do they have those big cube squares at? We know that there's one in, what do they call it? Not Dubai, but it's slipping my mind right now what the name of it is, but, the big black cube. Matter of fact, I can show you a picture of it. I've got it over here somewheres. I'll show you in a second. This is Enough is Enough, okay? And it happens to match his name. May or may not be him because I haven't researched all the big names out there as to who might be the target, right? Could be him. Could be King Charles. Could be Biden. Could be, a few players like that. Faking one of their deaths like they did with Epstein and Michael Jackson and Elvis Presley and Whitney Houston. And the list goes on. Although Whitney Houston, I'm not sure. They might have whacked her. But anyways, so we got New York City is a match for Enough is Enough, along with Vladimir Putin. New York City would definitely be a good stage, right? They got full control up there. And it also happens to match Adolphus Hitler. This is at the location that I was talking about. I was mentioning. I'll show you the image. Yeah, this. I forget what this thing's called for some reason at the moment. But you notice that it's a black cube with a gold stripe and so on around it. And they walk in circles just like the Taurus, or should we say the Torah. It's an image of the storm. They're worshiping the creation instead of the creator is what they're doing. I hope you understand what I'm saying. And I ain't going to spend too much time on this, but it is kind of interesting because a lot of times they'll actually put the truth in these magazines where they normally tell crazy stories, like the Inquirer and stuff like that. What was interesting more than about Charles and his coronation is this. It said, doomsday fungus ravaging America. Drugs can't stop it. If The Last of Us hadn't popularized the concept of a fungus turning people into zombies, it's unlikely the Inquirer would have noticed the drug-resistant mold Candida auris that tends to appear in medical facilities. So I suspect, let's say they're still talking about zombies, and I suspect that the fungus very well may be the answer, either fungus or parasite. And there are funguses that are parasitic as well. And what they do is they study nature in order to determine. Let me see, I think I have a quote here out of the scripture. It says, this is Job 12:7 through 10. But now ask the beasts, meaning the animals, and they will teach you, and the birds of the air, and they will tell you, or speak to the earth, and it will teach you, and the fish of the sea will explain to you. Who among all of these does not know that the hand of the Lord has done this, in whose hand is the life of every living thing and the breath of all mankind? You see, what this is saying is to study the beasts, study the birds, study the earth, and study the fish and the water and the skies and just everything. What you're going to find is a repeating pattern throughout all of creation, for the most part, if not all. A repeating pattern that teaches you the secrets of the tree of good and evil. Because you can use this knowledge for good, or you can use it for evil. And we know what they've chosen to do, right? This was an infestation of bugs from a few days ago at and I still can't think of the name of the place. This place. Yeah, that place. So, I think that's about mostly what I wanted to go over with you at the moment. I'm still not in a good setup situation where I can do better videos than this quality anyways. So I'll be back to that hopefully very, very soon. But I wanted to share this information with you, these thoughts, and try to do what I can to keep y'all guys informed as well as I know anyways about what's going on. We need to pay heavy, close attention to the coronation and just observe, just watch and think about the things that we've learned and apply it when you're looking at what they're doing. All the symbolism behind all their designs of everything that's going to be involved with the coronation. The coronation, like the corona, like the halo, like the crown, like the king of earth, or really it has to do with basically, I would say, again, it has to do with the torus, this is an image of a torus, because a torus does have a rotating three-dimensional cube. Just like a hurricane, if you look at the eye of a hurricane, if it gets really strong, it'll have what you can see is a rotating cube in the eye. The eye actually is not round. It is a three-dimensional cube rotating, if you understand what I'm saying. Okay? All right, guys, I'll let you go for now. I love you. Thank you for your support. At this time and place, I still need it. So anyone that wants me to keep being able to function and wants me to keep doing videos, if you have not yet, please consider one of the links below this video and make a small contribution, or maybe consider signing up for my Patreon, where you can where it'll automatically donate anything from $1 to whatever you choose ultimately once a month at the end of the month. Most of us can afford $1, and those of us that watch my videos, what's $1, right? Although $1 to me right now is a lot. I appreciate it, guys. I love you. Our Father in heaven loves you too. We'll talk to you again real soon here on Logic Before Authority.